Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another webinar with Seat Academy. My name is Melissa Davids, and today we are introducing a new bunch of tutors that is joining Seat Academy or has joined Seat Academy. As you know from our previous webinar we were discussing certain areas that we failed and where we were trying to succeed and correct those areas. And as you can see with the 4 guests on record online at the moment, they are part of our solution, and they are going to give their ideas and their input with regards to starting with Seat Academy. I'd like to introduce you to Lana Phillips. She's the Afrikaans grade 4 to 6 tutor. Just give us a wave there, please, Lana. Thank you.
Morning.
And then we have Jana Hutch, grade 10 to 12 life orientation tutor, Natasha Barnard, the FET accounting assessor and facilitator. And then lastly, we have Pamela Sheldon Saloma, who is the grade 7 to 9 EMS tutor. Welcome, everybody. Today is just about getting to know you, getting to know what you are bringing to Seat Academy, and even your history, what you have offered us, what you have done and what you will be doing, and how you will be implementing those type of things within Seat Academy. Is there anybody that'd like to nominate to go first, or shall I just say this one and that one would like to go first? Anybody? No? Okay, let's go with let's go with Sheldon. I want to speak to you. How are you doing? I love the headgear, just by the way.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So Sheldon, tell me a little bit about yourself, and obviously who you are, what you're teaching, and what you're bringing to Seat Academy.
Okay, so my name is Pamela Sheldon Saluma. I am a B.Ed graduate from UP. I majored in business studies and English, and I'm a new EMS tutor at Seat Academy, just like everybody said. I am very passionate about teaching and definitely engaging with learners in the classroom. And I must say, Seat Academy has been quite a refreshing environment for me to be in. And what I look forward to bringing is definitely to making online learning as more real and as more exciting as it can ever be, even outside of the classroom spaces. And most importantly, to make sure that I provide learners with aftercare services outside of learning hours, because that's very important. That's where most of the nurturing and the guiding actually happens.
That's so true. Thank you so much for that. So that's the introduction over there. I must get this right. That is Pomelo. So that's the introduction. Thank you for that introduction. I think I'm going to go over to Jana. Please correct me if I'm wrong. This German pronunciation is getting to me at the moment. But yes, Jana, if you could please give us a little bit of background of yourself.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Jana Gutsch. I studied BA Social Dynamics at Stellenbosch University, triple majored in psychology, English, and sociology. After that, I did a postgraduate degree in education, also majoring in English and psychology. I joined Seat Academy only 3 weeks ago, but it has been the most amazing experience. I absolutely love teaching life orientation. I am not your typical talk and chalk teacher. I have been engaging with my students on a very personal level, talking to them about the challenges that they are facing, especially during this tough COVID time, online learning and can be stressful for some of them. So what I try to bring to Seat Academy is not only going through the curriculum that they need to absolutely ace their exams, but also to teach them some life skills, how to deal with change, how to better manage one's time, and just how to how to manage and how to get through every type of change and difficulties that they may face. That is me.
Thank you so much for that. Really good to get, I think it's so important. I know a lot of people look at life, well, I can't say a lot of people, but when my kids did life orientation, I always thought, what's the use of this particular subject? I found it to be just a waste of time, to be honest with you. And until I really understood just what it meant in actually teaching that subject. So I do take my hat off to you, because I mean, you don't just meet with the normal education the curriculum that you need to deal, but you actually deal with so much more: the emotional stress, uh, um, the health, the mental stability, all those things that you've got to deal with, and finding ways to help them in a professional manner. So I do commend you for doing that. So yes, thank you for that. Ek gaan nou so 'n bietjie Afrikaans praat, want ons het 'n Afrikaans onderwyser. En kyk, hoor nou net hoe lag sy nou vir my, want dit is klink net nou so 'n bietjie snaaks dat ek Afrikaans praat.
No, not at all. Not at all. You're actually very good. You're actually very good. So, can I go on?
Ja, jy mag
No.
maar.
Baie dankie. So, ek is Lana Phillips. I think I'll speak English for everyone to understand. From Mamasbury, ek is van die Swartland en ek is 'n Afrikaanse meisie. So I have been teaching. I'm actually a life science teacher.
Oh wow.
Yes, I'm actually a life science teacher, grade 10 to 12. But omdat ek Afrikaans is, they recognize me in, okay, you can speak very well Afrikaans and you're actually good at Afrikaans. And I really enjoy teaching Afrikaans and also life sciences. But so I've been at schools, high schools, for I think 8 years. It's been 8 years. I've been in high schools, and I've been in the hurricane, you can say, of full classes, full capacity, 40, 50 kids. So I've been through all of that. And now I've joined Seat Academy. I've started this year. I've been here now for 4 weeks, and I'm really enjoying, obviously, being at home in my own environment, and also the fact that I can bring, with the kids being at home, they don't feel a part of, they don't know what is happening in school, so they feel a bit out. They don't know what is going on. So it's nice to let them feel at ease and comfortable at home and learning Afrikaans. And me being, I think I've got the personality that I have, the kids seem to latch on very quickly. And some of them don't even want to log out, and they really enjoy learning Afrikaans. And it makes me feel very proud that I can bring that to them, because we are a rainbow nation and not everyone can speak Afrikaans. And it's a
That's true.
struggle, and it is a struggle, but they seem to enjoy me in the class, and they seem to enjoy learning, because I have a lot of videos that they even send me out of they do it themselves just to show me, ma'am, look what I can do. So they speak Afrikaans and they will send me videos. So I feel very proud that I can bring that to them, that they can feel at ease and they can enjoy themselves without feeling any pressure of what is going on outside, and they just at ease. And I enjoy what I do. Teaching Afrikaans and making them feel at ease, bringing a bit of fun. So yeah, that is me.
Thank you so much, Lana. And yes, it's so true that, you know what, you've got to bring your personality into your lessons, because
Yes.
being at home and sitting in front of a laptop and obviously doing a lesson, it's very difficult to keep your students engaged in your lessons, you know.
Yes.
So
Yes.
bringing your own personality into your lesson plan for the day, it helps to keep them engaged. Because I always have parents asking me, but how do you keep your students engaged?
Yes.
You know? And it's like, is it just because I'll be honest with you, I'm sitting in front of a computer and I'm just sitting there and I'm listening to you, I'm like,
Yes. No, that's not gonna work at all.
you know, that is
You cannot just sit like that and talk and talk. You have to bring it. You have to bring
Yes,
it.
that's why you see I'm talking with my hands, not because I have to, but it's just normal for me to have some type of movement around me.
Yes.
But thank you so much for that, Lana. We'll come back to everybody. I just want to give Natasha Barnard a chance to introduce herself quickly. Please, Natasha.
Hallo everybody, I'm Natasha Barnard. Ek is ook Afrikaans. So ja.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm from the Free State. I live on a farm just outside Botawil in the Millie Hoofstad of South Africa. People will know it as Nampo. I joined Seat Academy this year, beginning of this year, and it's been an amazing journey. I teach, or I'm the facilitator and the assessor of accounting. So I am doing all the pre-recordings and the formative assessments and all the assessments. So I'm more at the background, and when you just say all the hands and all the things when I'm doing the videos, I'm also doing the hands, but nobody's seeing that. Yes.
We believe you.
Yes. I'm laughing at myself sometimes, and I thought, okay, nobody's seeing me. But yes, I am also. I've done my BCom honors many years ago, and I'm in and outside of the business world, and understand how important economics, finances, and everything is in our economic environment. Because in nowadays, everybody's going to be an entrepreneur in some way, creating a job and seeing the importance of. I think things moved quite a lot this past few years with COVID and all that. So you have to start to think differently and creating something for yourself. So I'm also involved in the social development, helping in our townships a creche there with the early childhood development, bringing curriculums in there. So I have a passion for education and bringing the economic side together with that, and to get people involved to really invest in social development, especially education. Yeah, so that's just in a nutshell who I am and what I'm involved in.
Thank you so much for that, Natasha. And we obviously the facilitator part, assessment, is something that we implemented this year, or tried to. We started implementing, I think, end of last year, but fully this year, because we obviously found that there's a need, and obviously to provide the best quality or service to our students, we realize that when it comes to the FET phase, the responsibility of getting all that information out and within a time period, it's such a lot of work on one person. So having Natasha, even though at the back end, it's a very, very important role that is being played, even though you don't have that physical interaction. But the fact that you've got those pre-recorded lessons for the kids that they can watch over and over, that adds
Yes.
value to their learning,
Yes.
those formative and summative assessments, getting feedback with regards to those type of things, it's so important for them. So I'd like, if anybody would like to discuss, obviously those that have been with us a little bit longer than a month, I'm assuming would know what it is like to do homework, feedback on homework. How does that work? Do you guys give homework assessment? I mean, if you do get the homework, how's the homework checked? And do the kids or do they get feedback on the homework? Do they get a mark sheet or memos? How does that work? Does anybody want to explain that? Yes, Ayana, you may go.
I absolutely love interacting with my children. According to the Seat Academy guidelines, I set up WhatsApp group for each and every single grade and their respective groups. So not only do I give them individual feedback on homework, I also discuss the answers of the homework during our live sessions. And then I also touch on some sensitive topics. As you all know, life orientation has a, something that might be slightly triggering to a learner here and there. So I make sure that they are comfortable with every topic before we start it. And I make sure to answer the questions that are not only in the curriculum, but for example, how to apply for a tax number, or how to handle conflict, or how to have effective communication skills. So not only marking their homework, giving them feedback, helping them improve where I can, but also discussing with them if there's anything that they don't understand, giving them more information from what I've had, from what I've gained from life experience.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And then there's obviously different methods. Now, I'm going to ask this question. I'm going to ask to our Afrikaans tutor over there, because I mean, Afrikaans, I think of, if I think Afrikaans and English, I think of oral, So when it comes to oral, um, how does that happen?
How?
Yes.
Well, like I said earlier when I introduced myself, Kid for Oral, they have to make like a video. So their parents, I teach grade 4 to 6. So they make a video, at home video, like the last oral we had, just like for a test run, they had to show us how they make a cup of hot chocolate. So they will now go to the kitchen and then they will now say, ek begin deur die ketel aan te sit. And then the mother will now stand with their phone, and then the mother must now, or the father, whoever the family member, must now assist with this process by taking the video, and the child will now talk while they're now showing what it is that they need to do, like in this case is hot chocolate, and then they upload the video onto onto Google Classroom or on a Google Drive. They have to upload it. And then, but before the time, we have to send them like a rubric on Google Classroom so that they can see what it is that we are testing on, maybe the speech and all of those things, and maybe how the child present themselves. So it's all videos that they upload. But we send a rubric before the time telling them, okay, I'll be looking at this and I'll be looking at that. So your child has to at least be dressed nicely and speak nicely and clearly. And that is how we do an oral. When it comes to essays, we do also mark, they write their essay on the Google Classroom and then they upload it and then we mark it and send it back so that they can see all their mistakes and all of that.
That's so nice, because I know there's a lot of there is certain platforms that I know that some of our parents has experienced that there's actually no feedback from tutors. So
Yes.
the fact that we are actually giving our kids feedback with regards to where they are, the processes, and where they can actually physically see where they need to improve, or even if they've done well, it is a fantastic tool to use to obviously motivate them in providing the best from both sides, Now, grade 7 to 9 Pomelo is EMS, Economic Management Science. Have I got that right? Yes?
Yes, yes, you do.
Okay, so that is quite a huge parcel, because I mean, if I look at that, that's got technology, and I mean, I take my hat off to you, because I mean, you a woman, which we used to think is a male dominant subject, which technology. And here you are, a female sitting there and teaching economics, and not just to create, the little ones, 4 to 7 or whatever, but I mean 7 to 9. That is a challenge and a half, because those kids, those students, they have a mindset of, I know what is what, I know how to do things this way. So, how do you handle teaching something like that in an online platform at the moment? And just with Seat Academy itself.
Okay, so I must say, because I myself have like the background of the commercial subjects in high school, so then I have also taken note of how my educators were able to keep me engaged. Obviously, it's a bit of a different context given that now we're in a virtual classroom. So then what happens is it's always important to make sure that you bring in the kids' prior knowledge and you ask them questions that will actually engage their mind. Ask them questions about like real life issues that are relevant to both the classroom context and the work environment as well. And also, it's also important to what's this to create activities around EMAs that will um engage the learners, that will make them more interested and see that you know what, there's actually so much knowledge waiting for them outside of where they are already. Yeah.
That is so true. I just want to see something. Oh, there's a Shanae Berger says, I love seating. I was just reading some comments quickly here. But I think I missed one. Just hold on quickly. Sorry, Abigail. I love your school's approach. I'm currently doing my master's at UP and online life science education. I'd love to have the Seat Academy to take part. Well, you can always contact me. I'm always willing and able to assist where I can. So I see my email address is posted there, so you can contact me at any time. Alvira, thank you so much for that invitation. Shanae Berger says, I love Seat Academy. Shanae, love you too. We're so lucky to have you as part of our Seat Academy family. I think that is it on the comment side. I just wanted to make sure that I haven't missed anything there. So just to chat a little bit about Seat Academy. So Seat Academy is a blended online learning platform. And by blended, we mean that we have, as you could hear, we have pre-recorded lessons, which is Natasha, the back end. And then we also have the live interactive classes, which is obviously the other 3 tutors that is with me. But that being said, Yana and Pamela, sorry, I'm reading all these things that's popping up. So Yana, Pamela, and Lana is also doing the pre-recorded lessons as well. So it's a blended platform, which means that students get the best of both options. And I know that there's a lot of institutions out there that only does one or the other, and we have both options. So I find that a lot of parents ask me, so which one is the best? And I know that we are a joint blended platform. And I know for a fact that if we have load shedding tutors get sick, which is common, or even the kids, they get sick, which means that they obviously miss out on a live lesson. So I know the answer to this, but from your point of view, tutors, who or what is required of that student when they cannot make a live class? Anybody?
Well, Melissa, we have to upload our lessons before the time. So if you can upload your lessons, like for me, I find it easier if I can upload my lessons 2 weeks before the time. So if anything happens, like load shedding that happens like that, we have no control over that, or the child is sick, and the children will get sick, they can access that video of your lesson anytime that they want to. So, and also, our lessons are 30 minutes, and there's only so much you can do in 30 minutes. So our teaching has to take place in that video that you upload. So in order for that video to you make it more personal by doing your video in a PowerPoint, where you bring your personality to the PowerPoint, and then you record what you want the kids to know in that PowerPoint, and then you upload that to YouTube. So the child will watch the video, but it's actually you talking. So they hear your voice. So it's not someone else. They hear your voice and they hear you teaching. And that is how you engage with that learner yourself, not someone else. You see? So, and they can access that video before the time. So when you do your live lesson, they know already what is going on. So your live lessons is almost like they have to ask you things that they don't understand or they're not clear on, but they know already the lesson before the time, because you put the date there and everything, what is going to take place that day. So they know they should know before the time what is going to be taught today in class. So, and this is my questions that I have. So they can access that videos anytime. And I find that very comforting, because some days I don't feel well or I can't make it maybe for life. Is it then I know my lesson is there and the child will hear my voice and the child will learn something, even though I couldn't make it for that day. So I find that very comforting.
Thank you so much for that. Natasha, being back end with regards to that, they're doing the pre-recorded lessons and the assessments that you got going on the back end. How do you find? I mean, do you find that there's an engagement with students watching those videos? Do they actually use those videos that is posted?
I get a few WhatsApps that the learners are asking me questions, and it's actually great because I miss that interaction. And it's actually nice to get the WhatsApps and the questions, especially with the assignments as well. So, but I would prefer if they are open to contact me, and feel free to do that, because that gets me in a more personal way involved in their lives as well. So yes, I would really recommend them to do that more. And I am available for that, because most of the teaching are taking place in the pre-recorded lessons. So it would be great, to have that. But I hope that answered your question.
No, it does. It just shows that obviously it does mean that they can engage with you, and the fact that we are using, and I know, with we've taken away student groups on WhatsApp, and what we find is that we've got tutors creating subject groups.
Yes.
For the kids. Some of them has got subjects. I'm not too sure all of the grades does it, but I know that some tutors that got subjects. So it's so nice to see that they've got I'm doing this subject and I'm only dealing with this topic with this person, and whereas we had all those one group and everybody was in there mixed together. So that is also very personal, I think, with regards to having that personal relationship with the kids. And the fact that they can just obviously message you and ask you for assistance, that is fantastic. I just want to answer Alma Moodley here. She's asking, please explain whether one can enroll just for specific subjects only. So Alma, unfortunately, because our curriculum is grade specific, which means that per grade, all subjects has to be done. And especially when it comes to the FET phase, which is the grade 10, 11, and 12, we cannot do single subject enrollment, unfortunately. But if you'd like to enroll for all the subjects for a particular, then please let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you with that, Alma. And then great work, Lana. Great ideas. Just a comment. I'm not too sure how to pronounce that name, but yeah. Just another comment. I'm lousy at this, guys. Sorry. But yeah.
No, you're doing very well, Melissa. No, you're doing very well. Let's not do that. We are great. So let's see.
I love that. Yes.
Yes,
But you
great.
see,
Finish and clap.
Yes, I love the fact that, with this platform, we can be who we are, and parents and even our students can see who you are, what kind of person you are. I mean, Natasha, I'm sure they have not seen your face. It's fantastic that they actually get to see a face to all the pre-recorded videos, because unfortunately, when it comes to live lessons, so don't get me wrong, all right, the live lessons is there to help with the critical thinking, help to motivate the kids, get them thinking, questions and answers.
Yes.
But the actual lesson is that content development, which is the pre-recorded lesson, and that is the most important part. That is Natasha's job that she's dedicated to, giving them the correct content, making sure that they understand where the tutors can just add additional information and understanding. So I'm back end as well, Natasha, but I value and I appreciate the fact that back end is just as important as the person that you see in front. So let's all hopefully get everybody together to support Natasha and send the WhatsApp numbers to her, send the students to her. I did not say that. I did not say that. But anyway, there's a Brenda button that says, I like the idea with each class to have their WhatsApp groups. Unfortunately, Brenda, I'm not too sure how the tutors are navigating the WhatsApp groups. So I do know that we do not have student grade groups currently. The tutors, they have, we need to get on a platform where kids are more responsible, I think. Where they take ownership for their learning. As much as we would like to give them the education, they've got to take ownership. And by taking ownership of their learning, they need to get in touch with the tutors. They need to engage by, whether it is WhatsApp messages, whether it is an email via the Google Classroom. But I feel that if a child makes the effort to get in touch with the tutor, it shows that that student is willing to learn. That student is actually engaging with the tutor, instead of we providing everything for you and you don't really have a choice. And so it's just there, but it's not being used. You know, and I'm not talking from a teacher's point of view. I'm just talking from a personal point of view. So if any of you would like to add anything to that, perhaps.
I do.
Yeah.
I just got an idea of how literally how we're doing things here at Seat Academy is perfect preparation for tertiary, because you also have to be like super responsible for your own learning. And it literally is up to you to make that effort to reach out to the relevant people for your own education. So it's not just about us supporting them now, but we're actually building a foundation, like a solid foundation for actively being responsible for your learning, like in future years. So, which is pretty amazing.
Thank you, sir. And that is totally what we would want to do. Natasha, I don't know. You look like you want to say something there, Natasha.
I totally agree with her, because the learners must, students must, get to the point where they take that responsibility for their own learning and all that. If you are in the normal classroom environment, the children are so used to the teachers spoon feeding them everything.
Yes.
And now with the pre-recording videos, it's almost like when you were on university, you had to prepare beforehand for the class. When coming to class, we had an economic tutor that was really, if you were not prepared, he will pinpoint you and ask you critical questions. And with Seat Academy, the pre-recording videos really prepare you for that, because you have to come prepared to the classes.
Yes.
And I really like that part of what you are doing and what we are doing here, because that is what it is. You are not, if you are just going to class in a normal school environment, that children, the teacher take all the responsibility. And yes, so I think this is a good foundation. I absolutely agree with her on that. Yes.
Definitely. Yana, I see you put up your hand there.
Yes, I'd like to. Yeah, I completely agree with Natasha. What I try to do is with the pre-recorded videos to teach them some time management skills. I've uploaded all the pre-recorded videos for the rest of the term, and then they work through them at their own pace. Because I'm currently doing live sessions and the pre-recorded videos, and so some of them have completed their work already, and now we're doing enrichment exercises, which they quite enjoy actually. So I find that the children or the students at Seat Academy are quite responsible when it comes to completing their work on time. And some of them actually ask if they can hand in their tests, their assignments, their formative assessments, if they can hand in before the due date. And it's really lovely to see the initiative that they are taking to complete their work.
But also, if I think about, when I went to school, we obviously had nothing like online schooling or anything like that. So for me, it is also new, and my kids are all grown, so it's not like it's been implemented with my kids. I think my daughter was in matric when 2020, when the COVID really hit, and that was the only time that I actually realized, oh wow, there's something like online learning. So I learned a lot. But with that being said, if I think about handing the projects in or homework in before the time, I always found that when I was at school, that if you hand your work in before the time, you're basically being seen as a teacher's pet. And don't laugh. Why are you guys laughing?
It's true.
You get looked and it's like, oh wow, the teacher says she's done her homework again, that type of thing. I mean, I
Eyes
don't.
roll.
Yes, those stuff. But I mean, but those are all part of going to mainstream school, which a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people don't look at the negative side effects of
Mm,
that. I mean, but
mm.
with online learning, when your students hand in the work before the time, it's not like the rest of the class knows. Am I correct?
No,
No, they
not at
don't know.
all. And they're not seen as teachers' pets either. I mean, they actually
Yeah,
make
no.
our job way easier because instead of receiving 100 scripts on one day, you receive them slowly but surely over the course of
Mm,
2 weeks. So it's wonderful. I sincerely
yeah.
encourage my students to do that.
So you are free to be the teacher's pet. Feel free. It's actually good. No one knows. So you can be the teacher's pet all in secret. The secret life of the
We
teacher's
like
pet.
it.
But I mean, it's amazing, that just handing a simple task in before the time changes the way that student perceives their learning.
Mm,
That little thing of not being called a teacher's pet use
mm.
it's wonders to that students. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm getting very emotional because these are type of things that gets me when I think about mainstream schools is the bullying, the
Yes.
pointing fingers at the other
Mm,
kids, groupies that they form, all the negative things. As much as education is important and as much as the tutors and the kids do their best, we do have these negative things that affects the kids mentally and
yes.
physically, and at Seat Academy, being on this platform, you kind of like step away from that.
Mm, mm,
You know, kids don't
yes.
feel victimized. They
Mm,
don't get bullied, and stuff like that. So it's so important for me to just get that message out as well. And I
yes.
know from a tutor's point of view, I mean, you'll always have somebody making some comment on your chat box or whatever. It
Mm.
is normal, but you know
I
what?
switch it
It's
off.
about there we go. Switch it off. Manage it. It's like you can do something about it immediately, which
Yes.
is
I switch
amazing.
it. I know what I normally do is I switch it off, but I make sure that my lesson is so interesting and fun that they don't want to still chat. They just want to listen and engage. So I try to they must forget all about the comment box because
Yes,
they are too busy. What am I gonna miss? So it's all about your lesson. You have to
yes,
engage with the kids so that they don't even think about those. I teach the 4 and 6, grade 4 and 6. So it's a quite a jump for me. I was high school, now it's the grade, but I find it very it's quite easy to mesmerize them. It's easy. High school is you sitting with a class full of hormones going all over. But now it's 4 and 6, and I can tell them a story. Like I told them a story on Friday. We did the three bokkies, and they were like, "Wow!" And it's like, okay, so now I have you. I got you now, so we can talk about being brave and all of that. So I really enjoy it. So they don't even think about the chat box. So
mm.
you have to really engage. But like
Engaging.
I just wanna come back to what you said about the bullying and what's happening in schools. The sad thing is we don't have control over social media. And I
That's
feel
good.
social media has a big effect on our kids because they see what this one is doing and what that one is doing and what is the trends, what is the new hair trends, and they're more into that and what is the latest thing going on TikTok and what is cool and what is not cool. So we have no. I actually had a parent sending me, actually my colleague, because we work in partners in different subjects. So my partner sent me a message where the parent was concerned that um, my child wants we want to do Seat Academy. We're very excited, but we are scared that because now the child must have a Gmail account and what's gonna be next. And then opening just that can of worms, and the parent was scared for that because of social media being such a thorn in the
Yes.
side what is going on in reality. So parents are scared and concerned, and
Mm.
I would just like to ask the parents, you have the control. You have the control to monitor what is happening. So your child can join, but you can monitor anytime what is going on. Even if the child only has that account just for class and then you switch it off afterwards or something like that. But the parents play also a very big role in the child's learning here by Seat Academy.
That's so true. That's true. And I just want to make mention, that as easy or as accessible as the Google Classroom is to our kids at the moment, we are working on improving on a amazing LMS system, which will actually be a complete different app that you use on your mobile phone, which will take away that social media type of thing. So we are looking at improving. I'm actually so excited about the new project that we are heading up. And I don't want to give away too much, but we are moving. And the reason why we are is because there's growth within the academy, and with growth, it becomes change. And with change, you get new technology, because that is what we want. We want to improve, so our technology is going to improve. We will be having a platform where everything is managed on one system, and it's got nothing to do with Google, Chrome, or anything. You still need to access it via the app, if you via the website or the app. But yes, so I'm so excited that we are moving in that direction, which obviously will alleviate that ads that pops up during the Google. But I'd like to end off today's session by just asking each and every one of you a closing comment, encouragement, motivation, just anything that you'd like to share or say as a closing to today's session. And I think I will start with Jana.
Closing comments. Let me think. Well, especially now with the test period coming up and then the students having so many assessments and assignments to do, I think it is very important for a parent to encourage a child to not procrastinate. As encourage your child to start writing an essay or finishing a quiz or doing an assignment as soon as they possibly can. The more we support students as tutors, teachers, educators, parents, guardians, even older siblings, the more support that they will have, and it'll probably give them a sense of calmness. So I urge everyone listening, parents, students, anyone, start early, okay? And just enjoy what you are currently doing. You are all, encountered a bunch of students, and I absolutely love what you guys are doing. And I love the initiative that I see from all of you. So thank you very much for that. Thank you for giving me a very positive experience as a Seat Academy tutor.
Thank you so much, Vajana. I just want to read Miss Adam Collier. It's a parent I signed up in January. Amazing support from this parent. He says, my daughter's in grade RB with Seat Academy. Miss Natasha Hay is an amazing teacher. Best decision we ever made to begin her school career with Seat Academy. Mr. Collier, we are so happy to have you. Please do send us some more pictures there of your little girl. It's absolutely amazing just to see the progress and what they are doing. So looking forward to getting those pictures from you. I think I'll go over to, hold on quickly. Natasha, any closing comment from you?
I want to, from the parent side, I was homeschooling my boys, and I know when I started homeschooling them, there's such a it's much tension between. It takes away the parent child the relationship, because now you have to pressure them to do the work, and Seat Academy just gives that solution. From they are studying from home, but somebody else are. You can be the parent, you can be the encourager, because I know my one son was working on his own, the oldest one, and the youngest was the whole day schooling, because he just had a wandering mind all over. And it was really a problem on our relationship, and I can see the damage that it does. Luckily, they are grown big men now, but we could repair that. But as we refer back, I see what happened in that relationship. So Seat Academy is really that, and I love what it's all about. So I can encourage homeschool parents to yeah, to get engaged in online teaching. It is much better, I think, for the parent child relationship.
That's so
Yes.
true. That's so true. I always, when I do speak to parents on the first time, I always say, Seat Academy and the parent is a partnership. You have to be in a partnership together. So as much as we are giving the classes, as much as we are giving the assessments and tests and things like that, 50% comes from a parent making sure that they
Yes.
support that child, that
Yeah.
the environment that the child is in is an
Very
environment
important.
that the child is comfortable in, that they are safe, and that they are supported with everything that they do. But I also find that, when you're at home with your child, you are amazed because you physically get to see the growth. You
Yeah.
Yes.
physically get to see the change, but
Mm.
you're not that involved with actually teaching, oh, you must do this and you must do that. It's not about that. So Natasha, I relate to that because I used to
Yes.
think that that is the right way for a mom to react to
Mm.
kids. Why haven't you done your homework? You must do your homework. You must da 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 da. But it's about supporting your child
Yeah.
and
Yes.
also allowing them the freedom within,
Mm.
obviously, a
Mm.
structured environment,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
the freedom to choose when to do what. Because when you do that, you actually allow them to become self-learning, self-sufficient. You
Yes.
Yes.
know, so
Yeah.
that is important. So let's go over to Pamela. You're very silent there in the corner. Your closing statement, please.
Okay. I just think that if parents were to ask their kids, what is the one thing that you learned from school today? That would spark up so many interesting conversations, and parents could also get to see just how much teachers or us tutors are actually pouring in and how much their learners are actually taking in. And it could also help them gauge the level of investment that their kids have, and that could go a long way. So you were right when you said that for education to be effective, teachers and parents have to be in a closed knit partnership.
Yes.
And I feel like it's very important. And um, parents can also help us as the tutors to reinforce, to encourage,
Yes.
to inspire, and to motivate their learners to be like, you can do this. No matter what you feel may be
Yes.
hard, you can always push through because you have everyone supporting you. That's all that I
Mm.
have to say.
Thank you so much for
Mm.
that. And yes, I totally, honestly agree. And I
Mm.
love, as much as we are online, and a lot of people think that when you're online, you're like a different persona, you're putting on some
Mm.
type of persona. I love the passion that we have. You don't have to be somebody else to be passionate about what you do and what you want to give. And I see it and I can hear it just from speaking to you today. And,
Mm.
I'm kind of like, oh wow, why didn't I have this kind of teaching when I was in school, type of thing.
Mm.
Just imagine where we would have been now if we had this type of teaching, the type of learning, And I love the fact that a lot of you said that it's about training and skills development beyond the classroom,
Yes.
beyond matric, because that is what we're aiming on, is preparing our kids from a very young age to actually be self-sufficient, become self-learners, so that they can prepare for what is going to happen. So I love that about what we are saying. Lana, a last word from you, Lana.
I think we've said it all now about the parents, but I do want to take the time to thank the parents, who's here. I just want to thank the parents for trusting us as tutors here by Seat Academy with your child. The parents play such a important role, because that learner is going to look at you as a parent that is now supporting me and giving me feedback that I'm doing good, and so it's very important for the parent and the teacher to work together and just encourage each other and help each other where we now may be going wrong or going, uh, the
Yes.
parent can maybe send a message and say, my child is a bit struggling here. Can you just give more attention here? Or I can, the communication
Mm.
is very important. So I just want to thank the parents for trusting us here at Seat Academy for teaching your children and teaching them everyday skills and things. It's very
Yes.
important that we have a good relationship with each other. And I would like to say, my last thing I would say is, the cliche, teamwork makes the dream work.
True.
So teamwork
That
makes the dream work. So I will end with that. I talk a
I
lot, I know.
Yes, I totally agree with it. As much as we are a institution that provides learning to students,
Mm,
it is so important that we have this open relationship with our
yes.
parents, that the parents are getting involved, the parents are questioning and asking and getting engaged with the tutors. Okay, maybe not all the parents, because I can just imagine parents, students all getting involved and the amount of work. But if you are passionate about what you're doing,
Mm,
you would do that, because
yes.
the end result is giving the best to the kids, so it's not just about educating the child, but it's actually supporting that parent through the journey. And that is what we need to get through and what we need to get heading to. As a closing statement, instead of me doing a closing statement, I'm actually going to read Mr. Adam Collier's closing statement. He says, I like the engagement and communication from everyone at Seat Academy. It's completely an open door policy with everyone, including John Fulpen. Um, Sorry, my screen is going. Sorry about that. So, with anyone at Seat Academy, including John Fulpen, we are very happy with Seat Academy. Our 4-year-old daughter tells everyone that she attends Seat Academy online school. Kids will never tell people about something that they don't like.
Mm,
My daughter markets Seat Academy to everyone, so that definitely means something huge. That is so true. Once kids decide they like something, they will tell the whole world. Um, I remember I had a little chat with his daughter when he signed up, and I physically had to have this conversation because she was adamant. She says, like, I want to speak to my teacher. I want to speak to my teacher. And the more her dad is telling her that it's not really your teacher, but eventually I said, it's okay. Let me have the conversation with her. And I pretended to be her teacher, like, how are you? You're looking forward to school and type of thing. And the excitement on that little girl's face was amazing,
mm,
and she joined the webinar for the induction, because obviously we do the introduction to our to the academy online. So we always encourage parents and students to sit in so that we can take you through the different platforms, how we work, how to do things, those type of things. And she was there, and I could see that she was trying to tell her dad to get away because she's in class. The dad must step away. She must listen now. She's in class. And I'm like, oh my word, she is so adorable. Just seeing that from my point of view is amazing. So, ladies, I would like to thank you for offering up your time today. I know it's Saturday, supposed to be relaxing. So, I do hope that the rest of your weekend goes well. Thank you to our listeners and to our parents that has been making comments. We really appreciate you. We love you. Please send through your testimonials, either to myself or to the tutors. They'll get it to me. Share pictures of your kiddies. We would love to see what they do during the day. I'd also encourage us as an academy, as tutors and as educators, if we get that little bit of positivity feedback from you guys that encourage us to keep on going. And if there is anything that we can improve on, we are open for discussion. Doesn't mean that we will implement it, but we will definitely listen. We are about compromising. We're about being successful. We're about supporting each other and just being a family. That is what we aim at. I must read this because Mr. Falkwen, our CEO, just decided to send us a nice comment. So let me just put this up before we log out. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Adam Collier, for your positive comment. Our team is excited to work hard on continuously improving our systems and people so that we are able to prepare your daughter and her classmates for their future. Our true north is preparing our learners for their future. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Falkman. Really appreciate it. Guys, everybody, have a good weekend. See you guys on Monday. Stay
Thank
well,
you.
stay safe. Bye-bye.